In this episode, we celebrate CTE Month. From the Heart of Paradise, I'm Matt.
And I'm Sarah. And of course, joining us in studio is our amazing team.
A fun episode this time around. We get to talk about CTE Month. I've said on past episodes that CTE is kind of a career and technical education for those that don't remember the initials. But I've said a couple times that this is something that I wish that I had in high school.
Yeah, I think we've both had that discussion. You know, it's something where when I was in high school, I remember there was very limited options. I knew of kids who did auto mechanic stuff, nursing, and maybe a little like veterinary and work. And those were the only three I knew of when I was in high school.
We had automotive welding and animal handling, which coming from the Midwest, those definitely were pathways into really good paying jobs in the Midwest. But CTE, career and technical education, is so much more than that, I've found through the years, and especially here in PV.
It is. And joining us on the podcast again is Melissa Molzhon, who is the director of CTE. Hi, welcome.
Hi, thank you so much for having us on CTE Month. Appreciate it.
So CTE Month, it just gives us an opportunity to talk about one of the many points of pride in PV, and that is the entire CTE program. There are how many pathway opportunities for students now here in PV?
We now have 25 programs across all 5 high schools.
So earlier talking about how when I was in high school, it was automotive welding and animal handling. It's much more than that.
It is much more than that. Yes, we have the gamut from engineering and sports medicine, nursing, all the way to construction, welding, precision machining. Now that's one of our new ones we've added because, of course, advanced manufacturing is so significant in our community now.
Yeah, what a great opportunity for students to learn those things that they're passionate about that could lead to a real career.
100%. It's like the best kept secret in town. I know I keep trying to, tell everyone every student should actually try a career pathway. It has professional skills, leadership skills. We embed academic skills within that. So some kids are more motivated with math and learning that through construction or welding. It's just an amazing opportunity. And I think all students could benefit from being a part of a pathway.
Yeah, I think if you've ever seen any TV show or movie about a student in high school, this theme of I'm never going to use this in my adult life comes up. CTE is kind of the answer to that because, like you said, you're learning math in a construction field because you're passionate about construction.
Right, absolutely. And also the other key thing is that they get exposed to industry partners. By the time they're in their junior and senior year, we want them to have some sort of work-based learning opportunity, whether that's an internship. Sometimes it's on our campus, for example, sports medicine interns, but they're helping out at all the football games and all the basketball games. So they're part of that high school experience, but yet through an internship and still being a part of it.
Go ahead.
This is kind of it's like a launch pad into future careers as well. I love that this provides opportunities for students where maybe they say, college is not the option that I want to explore. So they have the hands-on experience, they make the connections. Talk a little bit about some of our community partnerships and partnerships that allow these students to graduate high school and go out into the workforce.
Absolutely. Like Honeywell is one of our top partners where they have internships. They offer students from precision machining, from engineering. There are different types of partnerships within that company that we create. Sometimes students go right out of high school, and then sometimes students do internships throughout their college career and then get offered a job before they even graduate.
That's incredible.
It is.
It's another way also that students can kind of find out what their passion is, right?
Absolutely. I mean, when we say they're in a career pathway, that doesn't mean that's going to be what they are for the rest of their lives. But there's so many foundational skills that they get from this that can transfer. For example, if you're in sports medicine, that opens up a ton of opportunities for you. You're getting medical language. You're experiencing with a doctor, like you'll talk to doctors, and so you have that experience. You'll get to see nurses. So you never know what you want to, you just get more exposed to the wide range of what's out there.
I'll say that in high school, I wanted to be a veterinarian. And I didn't obviously have the CT opportunity. It was in college where I found out that's not actually what I want to do for the rest of my life. And I completely switched
and
paths.
Now you're in marketing.
after it had cost some money, right? So
yes,
this is an incredible kind of step forward for students here in PV because they get to test things out and before they get to college. They kind of have a step ahead of everyone else.
Absolutely. And you'll be hearing more about this as we start to explore, but we would like to take it all the way down to kindergarten and really start that career literacy, career awareness with the little folks. And then as they get to 7 and 8, do really broad career exploration. So then they're really intentional about their pathway for high school. It's not just I'm sampling. We've been able to sample in middle school through smaller units and lots of exposure. So then I'm a little more focused when I get to high school. So
that really lets us focus on, again, the whole child. I love that. I love that that's an opportunity we have here in Paradise.
Well, and it also shows relevancy for students. Why are we going to school? Well, it's because we're going to have a career, right? We all have careers when we're done.
It's so much more fun, right?
Absolutely.
To learn about, all these subjects kind of in the realm of something you're interested in.
Yeah.
Maybe it's not your passion, but you're interested in it.
But you can find your passion and your interest younger. So be much more intentional. So you're not getting to college and doing the sampling and spending, all of that money.
Yeah.
There's just so many opportunities out there now. It's getting exciting because it's just more and more every day.
For a student here in PV that's looking to learn more about career and technical education, what should they do?
They can go on School Links. They should all be in School Links. There's a ton of career exploration there, and it shows all of our programs. Also, always encourage you to speak to your counselor. They're that best guide on the side for you to plan your pathway. So also take advantage of all of the CTE nights and career exploration things that we are starting to offer here in PV. That's an exciting opportunity for parents too, to get in the know and help students.
So speaking of, do you have any events you want to mention on the podcast that are coming up? Any CTE nights, career nights, anything that you know that students should be a part of?
Well, we do have STEAMposium, which is part of Sights and Sounds on March 7th. And we will have a lot of our CTE pathways there. Some of our partners join us. That's also a great community day for us with Fine Arts, and Gifted is going to be there as well. So that's at Shadow Mountain High School.
Well, thank you so much for being on the podcast today to talk about CTE. I'm sure it won't be the last time you're here talking about this incredible program.
Thank you.
Yeah, thank you so much.
Thanks for having me.
For more information on CTE and to see some of the pathways that we have, if you're not in School Links, you can go to pvschools.net and search for career and technical education. Next up on the podcast, Sarah, we're talking about school counselors.
Yeah, last week was National School Counselors Week, and we have a lot of valuable counselors here in the district. And joining us on the podcast today, we have Sarah Robinson, who is a counselor over at North Canyon High School. Hi, Sarah. Welcome.
Thank you.
Great name, by the way.
So school counselors, talk about what a school counselor does, because I think there might be some misconceptions about that role.
Yeah, a lot of people, when I talk to them, they're like, oh, you get to sit in your office all day. But we really have so much going on. We have caseloads of almost 400 students, and we try and meet with every single one of our students multiple times a year to get them connected to our partnerships at WestMech, early college with PVCC, into our great CTE programs we have in the district, as well as help them communicate with teachers and organize their work and any other assistance that they might need. So we're really pretty busy helping those kids.
It almost sounds like you're this guide on the journey of excellence, right? You're helping students get to where they need to be. Tell us about what it's like working in a high school setting as a school counselor.
I absolutely love it. I feel like I'm learning as much as they are. As I'm helping them explore, they come in with this unique interest, and then we explore the job possibilities and pathways for them. So you learn things like there is somebody that designs lighting in art museums, and that's all they do is they're lighting specialists, and that's all they do. Or you learn that trains are diesel engines, and so there's somebody that travels all over the country just fixing train diesel engines. And so I feel like I'm always learning for these new opportunities and then trying to figure out the pathways to help support our kids get to those niche and dream careers.
So talk just very quickly about when you have, let's say, a freshman who comes into you. I know you have a large caseload up to about 400 students easily. Mm-hmm. Let's say you have a freshman. Kind of quickly walk through, how do you get them from freshman year to graduation? You're overseeing their schedule, their classes, their grades, communicating with families, correct?
Correct. Yeah. And at North Canyon, we really set the freshmen up with you can do anything. So freshman year, we want to make sure you are set up. If you want to go to a 4-year university, you're set up. If you would like to go to Westmic or a trade school, you are set up freshman year. So that junior, senior year, whatever you want to do, we don't have to scramble to make changes to your schedule or requirements because you step into those big decision-making years with everything set up for you. And so that really helps of really getting to know them and making sure they're all set up. And then we can do those real niche pieces of, okay, you really should be in network security right now, or you should really be taking this welding class to fit with your future career goals and skills you need.
So you have to be really organized. It sounds very organized, very proactive. What is your favorite part about working with high school students? Other than the job itself, what's your favorite part about the students themselves?
Oh gosh, so many things. I actually taught for 15 years before being a counselor, and I didn't ever want to leave working with students because I really do feel like they almost motivate me with their joy and their belief. And there's nothing better than telling a kid, you worry about the grades and we'll get you the scholarships. Like, we'll guide you to where those scholarships are. And here's what you can get for your grades at ASU. It's so wonderful to see their face light up and realize that every dream that they want to achieve, we can help get them there.
Love that.
It's no better feeling.
So having the opportunity to work with hundreds of high school students a year and seeing how these different situations and scenarios and pathways kind of play out, do you have any advice or tips that you would offer to maybe parents of high school students from the counselor perspective?
Be involved. We love getting phone calls from parents saying, I'm doing this at home. How else can I help support at the school? And it really makes it so much easier when the parents are involved and helping us because it's a team, right? It takes a whole village to help that kid get to the end result. And sometimes parents don't realize some of the opportunities available to their students. So it's really nice to have them fully involved so we can make sure that they're aware of all of those options and how they can support them at home.
And because we are kind of talking about School Counselor Week, what advice would you have to anyone looking to go into the field? You said you were a teacher beforehand.
Yes.
Maybe there are other teachers looking to make the switch. What advice would you offer to them?
I think, if a teacher's looking to make a switch, we're really good about setting up our boundaries and our work-life balance and working with that. But with counseling, there comes a lot of emotion, both joys and sorrow as you're going through things. And so having somebody at work to bounce ideas and feelings off of, just to make sure that you're stable in your own life, because they'll put your own oxygen mask on first. If we're taking care of ourselves, then we can really take care of the students in the district.
It's good advice, not just for school counselors, but really for everyone in the district.
It really is.
Because we all obviously want to see students succeed.
Right. Well, Sarah, we want to thank you and all the school counselors out there. And again, if you have an interest in being a school counselor or a career here in PV, visit pvschools.net.
And Sarah, that's been today's podcast. For more information on the many journeys of excellence, visit pvschools.net.
You can also find PV Schools on social media by searching at PV Schools. Make sure to support student success by liking, commenting, and sharing.
And as always, support the pod by rating us on Apple and Spotify and sharing new episodes on the social media platform of your choice.
Bye.